So here are the ages of children attending church last week, and you can see the ages range from 0 for the smallest and 17 for the largest. And we were lucky this time because we were given data that was ordered. It's not always ordered, so when it's not, you would have to mark it out like we did here and very carefully look for each age that you want for the particular class. And then this one, it makes it a lot easier. So we have 0 to 17. If I subtract those 17 minus 0, I get 17 and add 1 for the 0 itself. So I'm going to have 18 data points. And if I want to have, it looks like I'm given 3 rows. So if I want to do 18 over 3 rows, I need to do 6 on each. So if I start with 0, I can go 0 to 6, but then that'll be 7 years that I'm looking at because of the 0. So I might, instead of doing 6, I might need to do 5. And then the next row, I can start with 6 and go 5 minus 0 is 5. So 6 plus 5 will give me 11. Let's try that. 11, go up 1, so 12. And then 12 to 17. So let's check and see. I put some numbers down, but I really want to be sure that my class width is the same for every row. So if I do 5 minus 0, I get 5. That's good. 11 minus 6, I get 5. And 17 minus 12, I get 5. So I used a class width of 5 for each of my rows. That's perfect. Now I just need to write in how many children were in each age band, so, or each class, which is the statistical term for it. So 0 to 5, I'm going to count almost all this first row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if I count the 5. So I had 10 children that were between 0 and 5. Then 6 to 11, so I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I don't need this one, so just 14. And then 12 to 17, I have a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, this is a grouped frequency distribution because it has groupings here on the left hand side and then the frequency or the number of times it happened on the right hand side. If I wanted a grouped relative frequency distribution, I would need to add another column, and that would be relative frequency, and I would first need to add these together, and I would get 11, 31. So this would be 10 out of 31, this would be 14 out of 31, and this would be 7 out of 31. And then I would divide each of them and convert them into a percent. So I want to talk again, just a quick refresher of how I found these classes that I wanted to use. The first thing I did was noticed that I started, my smallest number was 0, my largest number was 17. So I did 17 minus 0 equals 17, and then I added 1 back in for that 0 because I subtracted. It's a long story, but I need to add 1 back in because there are actually 18 years between 0 and 17 because we count the 0 year as a year. So I have 18, and then I wanted to use 1, 2, 3 rows. So I have 18 years of ages. And then I divided that by 3 because I wanted 3 rows. And I got 6 years per row. And then I looked at 5 minus 0 and then plus 1. So 5 plus 1, that would give me 6 years per row. So I was looking for how can I make there be 6 years in this first row. So I went 0 to 5. And so the 0 year, the 1 year, the 2 year, the 3 year, the 4 year, and the 5 year. That was 6 years altogether. And then I just took the next number up, which went from 5 to 6, and then 6 I can add 5 to, because 0 plus 5 will give me 5, and then 6 plus 5 will give me 11, 11, 12, the next number up, and then 12 plus 5 will give me 17. And then I double checked them, and you saw me do that where I was checking to make sure my class widths were all the same. That's important to do because when you're thinking about what your boundaries are for each of the classes, you can sometimes get a little bit mixed up, and it's good to double check once you're done writing what you think it should be and make sure they're all the same width.